Hello, my name is Rob Bennett, and I'm the co-founder of FranFinders. We're a franchise consulting and funding group. And today I'm going to talk with you about the top 3 things that you absolutely need to review in the franchise disclosure document. That's called the FDD. As we review different franchises and compare them side by side for our candidates or the clients that we work with, we always need to take a look at the franchise disclosure document, or the FDD. That's usually disclosed after the first meaningful meeting with a franchisor, whether it's over the phone or a webinar or in person. In that document, there's many items that are disclosed, but the top 3, at least we believe the top 3, are as follows. First are the financial statements of the franchisor. First thing you need to do is go right to the back of that document and you'll see the financials of that franchisor. We look at these first to quickly determine the health of that franchise. We look at their balance sheet, their income statement, and the cash positions. All right, we take a look at their balance sheet to make sure they have more assets than liability, and year to year they're growing. We take a look at their income statement. We want to make sure that they're growing steadily in that income statement and that not all of their income is just derived from the franchise fee, but we can see a steady increase in their royalties of their system. That shows that they're a healthy system and they're growing based off of what a franchise is based off of, as providing unit owners to be successful, to increase their revenues, and then the royalties come back to the main office. And then finally, we take a look at their cash position. We want to see that beginning of the ending of the previous year and the beginning of the current year, that we want to see a growth in that cash position. So we don't want to see them keep dipping into their cash and kind of struggling. So we take a look at their financial statements. Secondly, we take a look at item 20, which are the number of units in the system. We want to take a look at the total year-to-year change, and we want to see a steady increase in the number of units operating in that brand. We do the math. If we see it's more than a 5% turn or a 5% dropout, that means it's probably a struggling or even a failing franchise. We want to see a steady, healthy growth. On the contrary, if we see a year spike where it's a 30 or 40% growth and we haven't seen that the franchise is able to support such growth, then that's also a flag. So we want to take a look at a solid, steady growth, and certainly not to be over a turn ratio of over 5%. Finally, we take a look at item 19. Most of you thought we were going to start with item 19, but we actually take a look at that third, making sure that the financials are set with a corporation, that the turn ratio is where it needs to be. And then we take a look at item 19, which is the financial performance representations, also known as the earnings claim. And this is where a franchise can actually disclose through this document, the FDD, what the earnings are as far as what they're disclosing. Now, you cannot compare one company's FDD with another side by side without reading all the fine print in that disclosure. Some brands may take all of their units, divide them into 4 categories: top quarter, middle, sub-middle, the bottom quartile, and then make their representations based off of those. Another brand may only take their top performing units and disclose what their earnings are. So you have to be careful when you're comparing brands side by side and truly understand what's being disclosed. And here's just my own opinion. Numbers and data can be smooth, massaged or smoothed in any way. So just because we see a number, we still have to do the due diligence and ask, where did that number come from? What's the main base? So the top 3 things you need to look at, or at least certainly consider first when looking at an FDD, is 1, the financial statements. They're at the back. Item 20, which are the number of outlets or the units, and also item 19, which is the earnings claims. Well, if you have any comments, please leave them below. If you think another one should be higher than the ones that I mentioned, please let me know. Or you can email me, robert@franfinders.com. That's robert@franfinders.com, and we'll talk soon.